Hey there, and welcome to the Divorce Planner Podcast. I'm divorce prep coach Alex Beatty. This is episode 26, the season 1 finale. And if you've been listening since January, when the first episode premiered, or if you just found the show recently and you've been binge listening, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for trusting me with helping you through some of the hardest moments in your life. Thank you for showing up every Wednesday, for taking notes, for reaching out, for telling family and friends about episodes that resonated with you. The response I've gotten from listeners has been so positive, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. This season has been incredible. I've talked to divorce attorneys, mediators, financial experts, therapists, parenting plan experts, forensic accountants. You name it, I've talked to them. My guests are people in the know about divorce from the inside out, and along the way, I've gotten to share some of my own coaching frameworks with you as well. Thank you so much also for the huge response to my standalone 555 rule episode. I've loved hearing how you're applying this rule to help you tackle those hard decisions during divorce. In today's episode, I'm going to wrap up the season by pointing you towards some episodes that might help you depending on where you are in your own divorce journey and tell you what's coming this summer. I'm launching a special 4-episode summer series that's going to help you navigate some of the trickiest aspects of divorce with confidence and clarity. Let's dive in. Wow, I cannot believe that this is the final episode of season 1. So the origin story of this podcast was that it actually evolved out of a long-time Instagram live interview series I hosted called In Conversation With. And now, 26 episodes later, here we are wrapping up season 1 of the Divorce Planner Podcast. This completely blows my mind. I'm so grateful to the thousands of you who are listening from all over the world. Your being here really reaffirms the fact that navigating a big life change like divorce is something so many of us are going through every single day. Making that journey easier for you with empowering information and actions that you can implement immediately is always my goal. And I'm so thankful that you're tuning in. All the experts I've spoken to have been incredibly generous with what they've shared. And I really want you to think of each episode as a mini masterclass on either the emotional side of divorce or the business side. If you're new to the podcast, or if you've missed some episodes along the way, I'm going to point you towards some of the most impactful episodes from season 1. These are the episodes that have resonated the most, gotten the most downloads, comments on social media, and honestly, the ones I think everyone going through a divorce should hear. If you're considering a divorce, I recommend you listen to episode 6, Should I Stay or Go? How to Decide if Divorce is Right for You, with Betsy Paik. This is my most downloaded episode for a reason. Betsy is a midlife change expert, and she helps you get clarity on what you really want. So if you're stuck in that painful gray zone, this episode will help. Pair that with episode 21, the 555 rule. That's my coaching framework for making decisions when everything feels overwhelming. This will help you break that cycle of indecision and start moving forward. If you're preparing to file or you're already in the process, listen to episode number 1, What You Need to Know Before You File for Divorce, with family law attorney Cherie Reyes-Albers. This episode really sets your foundation for everything that's going to come after. Then check out episode 14, CDFA 101 with Josefte Cruz, and episode 15, CDLP 101 with Tammy Wolensack. These episodes break down the roles of 2 divorce financial professionals that most people don't know about. If you have retirement accounts, a house, or any other complex asset, these episodes could save you thousands during and after divorce. And don't skip episode 20, How Much Will Your Divorce Cost? With family law attorney Dennis Vitrano Jr. Dennis shared the real numbers on how much a, quote, problem-free divorce will cost, hidden expenses to plan for, and shared strategies for keeping costs down. If you're dealing with a high conflict or a toxic co-parent, episode 19, Co-Parenting with a Toxic Ex with certified divorce recovery coach Leah Marie Mazur is essential. Leah Marie breaks down setting boundaries and implementing them, and how to protect your peace when your ex makes everything harder. And episode 22, Creating a Parenting Plan During Divorce with Samantha Boss. That episode really shows you how to build a bulletproof plan that helps eliminate areas that can lead to conflict. And if you're worried about hidden money or complex finances, go straight to episode 23, Hidden Assets in Divorce with forensic accountant Jenica Moore. Jenica explains how people hide money, what red flags to look for, and when it's really worth hiring an expert to investigate. Follow that episode up with episode 24, High Net Worth Divorce: What is a Financial Litigator, with guest Lisa Zeiderman. Even if you don't think you qualify as a high net worth divorce, if you're dealing with someone who owns a business, a corporate spouse, or any complex assets, this episode is an eye-opener. And if you're looking for hope and community, episode 25, Don't Do Divorce Alone, with Hillary and Bethany from Sincerely Divorced, will remind you of the importance of support during this time in your life. Their energy is infectious, and their message about finding your people is so important to hear. Oh, and if you haven't listened to episode 23, Dear Future Self, my solo episode about the letter writing exercise that changed everything for me during my own divorce, please do. This one exercise can reframe your entire outlook on divorce and your life after. All of these episodes are waiting for you. You can go back and binge the whole season, or pick the ones that speak directly to where you are in the process right now. We'll be back after a quick break. Hey, it's Alex. If you've been listening to this show, you already know that preparation is everything. The Divorce Prep course is how you put it all into practice. Coaching videos combined with the divorce checklists, asset logs, and monthly budget spreadsheet I use with my private clients. These tools walk you through exactly what to gather, how to organize your finances, and how to prepare for every stage of divorce. It's self-paced, and at $127, it's the most affordable way for you to do your prep work with me. You can find the course at www.thedivorceplanner.net. I'm so excited to share that I'm going to do something a little different over the summer. First, I'm going to take the next 2 weeks off to recharge, spend time with family, and finish my book. My book, The Divorce Planner's 8-Week Guides to Divorce Ready, is going to come out in January 2027. Look for it at your fine book establishments. It's being put out by Josie Bass, Wiley Books. And then we're going to kick off with a special 4-part mini-series on divorce preparation. Over 4 weeks, I'm going to be sharing my signature coaching frameworks, the exact tools and exercises I use with clients every single day. No guests, just me, teaching you the methods that have helped hundreds of people prepare for divorce with clarity and confidence. These are short, focused episodes, 5 to 10 minutes each. Think of them as bite-sized divorce prep guides. Here's what to expect. On July 22nd, I'm going to kick off with the slow fade. The slow fade is when you've emotionally checked out of your marriage, but physically you're still there. So many clients come to me during this period of their marriage, and I'll share the tools that help them figure out if divorce is what's next. Then, on July 29th, we'll cover how to tell your spouse you want a divorce. I share how to prepare for one of the hardest conversations you'll probably ever have. Then, August 5th, I'll walk you through my 4 Weeks to Divorce Ready program, which breaks down the 4 pillars of divorce preparation step by step. Then I'll wrap up the series on August 12th with Reframing Divorce: How to Reclaim the Narrative About Your Divorce and Reframe It as an Opportunity to Build a Life that Authentically Aligns with Who You Are Now. This content I've never actually shared in this format before, and I'm doing it this summer because I really want you to have access to these tools when you're thinking, planning, and preparing. Then Season 2 premieres September 2nd. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe now, and you'll be ready for the first episode of the summer series that drops July 22nd. You won't want to miss it. I started the Divorce Planner to make your divorce journey easier. After going through my own divorce, I realized how unprepared I was for the constant push and pull between the emotional side of divorce and the business side. I learned the hard way that divorce isn't just a legal process. It's a business transaction wrapped up in the most emotional experience of your life. And if you don't separate those two things, if you let your emotions drive every decision, you'll wake up on the other side in a life you didn't choose. That is what this podcast is about. That's what my coaching is about. Empowering you during this time, helping you prepare, helping you get clear, helping you become your own best advocate so that when divorce is over, you're standing in a life you actually built, not one that just happened to you. If you've been listening and thinking, I need more than just a podcast, I'm here. Book a free 15-minute strategy call. We'll talk about where you are in the process, what you're facing, and what your next steps could be. You can find a link to book your time at thedivorceplanner.net/coaching. And if this podcast has helped you, if one episode gave you clarity or courage or a sense that you're not alone, I hope you share it. Send it to a friend who's going through this and leave me a review. Thank you so much for being a part of changing the narrative around divorce into something we can navigate with support, preparation, and hope. I'll see you this summer. That's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you found it helpful. For more free resources, check out my blog at www.thedivorceplanner.net/blog. You'll find articles on how to emotionally and financially prepare for divorce, gain insights into the process from divorce experts, and empower yourself with tips and tools that make your divorce journey easier. And you can follow me on Instagram at the.divorce.planner, on Facebook at Divorce Prep, and on YouTube at The Divorce Planner for daily divorce prep tips and support. I'm Alex Beatty, and this has been the Divorce Planner Podcast. Until next time, remember, divorce is hard. Preparing for one doesn't have to be.